All right, now we're going to talk about and review quadrilaterals. We're going to go ahead and fill this chart out. I feel like if you look at the fact that each one of these is in its shape, it kind of will help it out. So from quadrilaterals, we can go over, and the one that's by itself, without anything underneath it, is a trapezoid. So I want you to go ahead and write out the word trapezoid, and Trapezoid. All right, there's nothing that goes with it. A trapezoid has only one set of parallel lines, and it can't be anything other than a quadrilateral. There's nothing else that it can go with. All right. The next part for quadrilaterals is a parallelogram. And if you have a parallelogram, that is pretty much saying I'm sorry, I'm getting myself, that's got to have two sets of parallel lines. All right. So that's the difference. This is two sets, this is one set. All right. Now, if we go from there, this is a rectangle, and you can tell by the shape of this that this is a rectangle. It's got two sets of parallel lines, and I'm just going to draw them like this so that I know that they're parallel because, and then it's got 90-degree angles. All right, and two sets of congruent lines. Which means these two are equal and these two are equal, but all four are not equal. Okay, and then here we have a rhombus. Okay, and it has 4 equal sides. All right, and but that's it. It doesn't have 90-degree angles. Square is 4 equal sides. Spelling sides would be a good plan here. And 4 90-degree angles. All right. So over here on the on this part, we're going to just write quickly what our little thought was when you have this chart. Always, if you move up the chart. Okay, so a square is always a rectangle is always a parallelogram, and a parallelogram is always a quadrilateral. So if you're going from the bottom and you move your way up, then it's always. If you have sometimes, means moving down the chart. So sometimes quadrilaterals are parallelograms. Sometimes quadrilaterals are trapezoids. Sometimes parallelograms are rhombuses. Sometimes they're rectangles. And then the never all right, never ever move sideways. So, a trapezoid will never be a parallelogram. A rhombus will never be a rectangle. Is a rhombus a square? Well, let's look. Is a rhombus a square? Sometimes. Is a square a parallelogram? It's going from the bottom up, so that is always. Is a rectangle a square? It's going from up to down, so it's moving down, so that is sometimes. Is a parallelogram a trapezoid? It's going from side to side, so never. And is a rhombus a rectangle? It's going side to side, so never. All right, I want you to go ahead and do the activities on the back of this page and have them checked. If you have any questions, please ask your teacher or use this sheet.